Good day, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk of future trading. All our videos for educational purpose only. You're very welcome to follow any of our automated signal as long as you are on a sim. We're not your financial advisor, and we're not responsible for your trades. Uh, we had major drops, and there is a potential for a re-entry on the ES at 44.5950, and the second re-entry short at 44.61. And the CL did very well as well today, and we have the ES and we have the Nasdaq on automated, and we will see uh, what is the outcome for this drop. There is something is bothering me is the YM is going long, and that indicating the market is not in sequence. And as we see here, the YM is going the opposite direction, and this is not a really good. And we will wait on those trades. I'm gonna close that trade on the ES. And we will see what happened. There is no long trade at this moment. You gotta be careful. Oh, the CL, if there's any kind of news. At this moment, there is no more news. It's 9:55. So we start in 5 minutes. Thank you. Okay, welcome back. This is a really, I really don't like this. The YM is to the long side and the Nasdaq to the short side. And when we have this confusion here on the ES Nasdaq YM, they're not in sequence. That can be a trouble in the market. As an example, right now, the ES is going long, but I don't like the idea going long on the ES. And I really don't like the long idea on the ES, because we have a long trade on the ES, but don't get excited over it. Is the Nasdaq, this is a re-entry short, and the target 3 institutional has hit, and so you gotta be careful with the ES at this moment, because the Nasdaq is going one direction and the YM going on the other direction, and I don't like it when the Nasdaq or the ES or the YM go in the opposite direction. They have to be in sequence. If we look at the market analyzer, the ES is losing the ground for the short. You have one signal up and 2 signals down. The Nasdaq is all the way down, 3 signals down, and the YM is a 3 signal up. And when the market is not in sequence, especially the ES, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, when they are not going in the same direction, there is a problem in the market. So there is no way the Nasdaq is gonna go a little bit farther down, and the ES is getting into a lot of volatility here. If you see, there is a lot of lines. The question is how to trade between those lines. You cannot trade between those lines. When you see that many lines, that means you should not auto trade your ES or your Nasdaq or your Dow Jones. If we look at this chart, that the Nasdaq is a very clear. The lines are way up here, and on the ES we have a lot of support areas below this number here, the 44.62, and that is not pleasant anymore to trade. This is a really it is confusion for a trader when he is auto trading. Despite your auto trade, like our auto trade is going to the long and making money, the YM is going long, the Nasdaq is way down. And one of the things I can come out is today is a little bit tricky on the market. The only thing I can see is the Nasdaq already hit the target 3, which is an institutional number, and already hit between those 2 yellow line. And when it goes between those 2 yellow lines, you should not make any new trade to the short side, even if you are auto trading. This is where you need to start closing all your position and start getting ready for reversal. So this is a really what I'm concerned about. Despite if you are looking at your chart and you're making money on the ES or Nasdaq or Dow Jones, the market eventually within a few minutes is gonna line up. So either the ES has to drop and go around the same direction of the Nasdaq, or the Nasdaq is finished from the short side and is gonna go to be in sequence with the YM and the ES. And that is the problem when you are auto trading. If we are looking at this moment, yes, there is money, whether you are going long on the ES and Nasdaq short, yes. But when we are auto trading and we're trying to make a new trade on any type of an auto trade, this is where it's gonna start getting nasty, because it seems like if we look at the ES, it seems like the Nasdaq is dragging the ES with him down, and this is why I'm concerned about it, because we don't want it to auto trade the Nasdaq short and the ES long. We don't want to do that. We want it, if we have one contract on each, we need to see both of them taking the same direction, indicating that the market is in sequence. And when you are trying to auto trade now the ES, if your auto trade, irrelevant where your auto trade coming from, it's really unclear if this ES going long or short anymore. It's a very simple. The higher time frame is to the short side. The lower time frame from 1 to 30 minutes is to the green, and the buyers are equal to the sellers, with a 6 different time frame is equal to the seller, indicating the ES is on neutral here, and that is dangerous when you are auto trading. If some of you thinking why I need to go through this headache, or you have seen some advertisement says, hurry up because they have generated some kind of scalping or some kind of signal, and they give you guarantee $500 and $1,000 a day or $10,000 a day. At the end of the day, you will find out it is full of crap and it is not real. And because in those situations, if you don't know what you're doing, you are in trouble already, despite the system you are using. So in the last 30 years, we've heard so many guaranteed and promises and the Holy Grail, and they come, they pop out, and then they say, well, the system is going to be released in 1 day or 2 days. Hurry up and get your copy. You hurry up, you get your copy. They make their money and then they run away. You don't hear from them. They disappear. And then they give you a couple CDs and they tell you follow the rules. And then when you lose your money, they say you didn't follow the rules. And the market don't care about your rules or his rules. Not even his children worry about his rules. So to be honest with you, the only thing I know in 30 years is to keep looking at your technical chart to see the danger. There is no such a thing called scalping and go to sleep, or swing trade and go to sleep, and the algorithm is going to do everything for you. This is all fake, just is marketing for selling, and then once they sell, they disappear, and you don't hear a beep from them. And then when they tell you to follow the rules on the CD, and what rules there is, you buy plenty books, you buy plenty CDs, and then the market tomorrow is not like the CD you played yesterday. It is totally different. In 30 years, what I have seen, the market every day is a new rhythm. Every day is a new surprise. It's like you're having 10 women in the house, unpredictable what kind of mood they are in from morning till evening. So you have a woman called ES, you have a woman called Nasdaq, you have a woman called YM, and you have 10 women in here, unpredictable from 1 minute to another. They're gonna change mood. So there is no such a thing called, don't get me wrong, I'm not against women or anything like this. No, but I mean, the market is full of surprises, and And this is the market. It cannot be done by just playing stupid CD and learn the market, and then you're gonna be living happily after. In 30 years, we have seen so many of those, and they all fade out because they cannot. You cannot set up one rule to the market. Look at this. What kind of rule for this market now? If we look on the ES, it was going long on the, and I didn't like it when the Autotrade going long, and now is going short with the Nasdaq, and the YM had over 2,000, and now the profit is shrinking, and now is the market, as we said, is synchronizing. So those things here, but you are looking visually on your technical chart. If you cannot analyze it, you are in trouble despite what kind of system you are using. And please try to, whatever technical chart you have, please don't listen to those losers. Just stay away from Renko Bar. We have Renko Bar too. Stay away from our Renko Bar. I don't want to attack anyone. We have some traders using Renko Bar, but that's their, they've been around for a long time. They can use a Renko Bar, but to look at the market condition, you always have to look at the 1 minute, not range, not because what you are doing, you're borrowing this ES to trade it, and you have to deliver it in the evening. So you are a day trader. A day trader, you should always keep looking at your 1 minute. Maybe the 1 minute is not as beautiful as the Renko Bar, but the beauty never give you bread on your table. Technical bring you bread on your table, and we don't want to look at the beauty chart. What we are looking at technical chart. So maybe the 1 minute is not as beautiful as the Renko Bar, yes, but it is put bread on your table if you know how to analyze it and you become a trader. So as we see here, the ES taking a profit taking on the institutional number at 44.49, and now is going to the target 2. Once we hit the target 2, the market is going to stay for 30 minutes between target 1 and target 2. So you have to be very careful. Once we hit the target 2, the market is going to be sideways for the next 30 minutes because there is a profit taking on the institutional number on target 2, which it is 4440.50. It is 4,440.50. Once we hit this target 2, profit taken, and it's going back to target 1. Despite whether you are auto trading or manual trading or scalping, it's not going to change the fact. One of the things also, maybe I need to bring it back. Maybe I'll do it later. If we notice, just bear with me a little bit. If you notice right now on the market analyzer, before it was the YM long, the ES sideways, and the Nasdaq was fully blooded, 3 signal red. Now if we look at this market analyzer, is in sequence. It is in sequence. It is now your potential of losing money become less because now the market is synchronized. And you have to be careful when you get up in the morning, despite what system you are using. Yes, you need to go around and kick the tires, make sure that those 3, the ES and the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones, are on the same direction. It is very important, despite all this nonsense. You hear those commercial, hurry up, within 2 days or 3 days or 2 weeks I'm releasing the Holy Grail. There is no Holy Grail in there. Don't count your fingers on that. This is your Holy Grail, is when you're looking at your own chart, your technical chart, and make sure your three instruments are on the same direction, the YM and the ES and the NASDAQ. If you are a more advanced trader, make sure your 30-year treasury bond is on the opposite direction. When you do that, no matter whether you are an auto trader or a manual or a scalper or a swing trader, your losses become cut off by 50%, irrelevant what type of an auto trade you are using. So as we see here, the market analyzer, the ES, NASDAQ, and Dow Jones, there is still one little flag on the YM to the long side. Eventually is gonna go to the short, because the majority, the three signal, are the entry type A and B all in red, and the NASDAQ all in red, and the YM turn around from fully blooded long to fully blooded short. And then if we look at the 30-year treasury bond, the 30-year treasury bond is the opposite direction, indicating it is that day, whether it is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it is the day to auto trade. It is the day to make money. It is not something you do like what you see on those commercials every day $1,000. If you give him this $500 or this $1,000, if you have a system can make $1,000 with your eyes closed and not looking at the market, is worth millions. It's not worth $500. It's worth million with security, people all around it locking it. There is no such thing. Things can make you $1,000 a day with your eyes closed. And if there is, that means that system is worth million. It's not worth $500. And they know. That's why they are selling all those CDs and everything for 500 or 1,000. The calculation on this, if you can get a few traders $1,000 ahead, then they can disappear after a few months. They don't need to be responsible. But we've been here in the public for 15 years, and we've been before the public 15 years. So we are here to stay, not to run away on some kind of email sell to sell you CD or sell you booking or something like this. Is crap. And people fall into this, and it's sad. And then they find out it didn't work, then they fall. One of my friend, he fall into this trap, and I told him not to do that. And it was guaranteed $1,000 a day. He bought the system. He went live with it on the first day. He lost all his saving account within less than 24 hours. And he was ashamed to tell me about it, because I warned him from those people. They selling you CDs and promising you, yeah, they can promise anything. They can promise you that you can go to the moon as well. But try to catch those people when you want them. You know, you find out they don't exist. So all those promises you hear, please, if you don't learn the market, you are wasting your time and your money. We don't want to teach you price action. We wanted you to learn how safe. We don't want to put you 10 years in some kind of stupid room and learn. What we are doing here, we're trying to open your eye to see how the market function, and it's not an ATM machine, and there is no holy grail in there. It is your decision on any kind of auto trade is made on when we evaluate the market condition. All this nonsense that you can earn money with your eyes closed, good luck with that. And you're gonna find out there is no such a thing called, because we have two full-time programmers. We have the best programmers in the country. They work non-stop. We use the latest technology, and all of it from when we started in the late 80s until now. There is this basic indicators has been tweaked and retweaked and retweaked and retweaked, and now they're making it very beautiful from outside with a little signal here and there, but is irrelevant because those signals can also be, let me show you some of the system. We have this kind of auto trade where can trade reversal. Let me show you something which you don't see on the advertisement. This is some of the those signals. They do not repaint. Okay, those signals they stay. They do not repaint. When they are doing the marketing, they're not gonna show you that section here. That section here, you're not gonna see. This is a losing area here. You're not gonna see. When they are doing marketing, they're gonna be showing you something like this. They will show you this area from here, 44.79 to 44.63 to 44. This is where they show you. But then they do not show you that area here. And this is a losing area. Don't think this place here, this area here, you can make money. No, you cannot make money on this. Because on any algorithm, to activate the trade, it needs a couple bars. To activate any trade, you need a couple bars to secure that trade. And that, we can add on it a stupid moving average to block, as an example, the long. Let me, you don't know, there is some people don't have the eye for it. I don't like to draw on the chart, which we do have those kind of moving average. You don't see me showing it. But then I'm gonna show you this moving average. It is right there. But then we have it in the auto trade that you have some kind of moving averages going like this. And then this can trigger the auto trade to only take short. It is. But then, because sometimes this moving average is gonna keep going to the short side, and you have a long trade in here, and then you miss the spike in the market. So for every step you go up or you filter with an auto trade, every time you tie the knot on the auto trade, you miss a trade. The auto trade is balanced. We've been developing, we have over 20 auto trade in the package, and we have developed over 40 auto trades. during those years. You can filter the hell out of this market. You can filter it. But then you start missing the good trade. The problem is the market spikes once. As an example, if we take the NASDAQ, here is the market, and the NASDAQ has spiked. Normally, the market spikes once a day. So, when you over protect or you over filter your auto trade, you're gonna miss this whole enchilada, especially if you are using trailing stop or stop loss. Why? Because when you are using the trailing stop, your trailing stop is doing fine, and then you come into this pullback, it's gonna cut off your profit, and you're gonna be stopped out, and you will never see in your life like this one here, $10,000 or $20,000 trade. You're not gonna see it in your life when you are using a trailing stop. You only stay low trader on a couple $100 per trade. As an example, if we take another type of auto trading, like all our auto trades, you have the optional to use a trailing stop. I mean, it's not scientific things to add on any stupid auto trade trailing stop. It's not a really big deal. And this is where this one here, it is filtered. It is filtered. As you see, the auto trade has missed a lot of trades. And what really saved that auto trade to take 2 trades today is when it took a trade long, and when the reversal came in, and now is fixing to close that trade. And this is very well filtered auto trade. The very well filtered auto trade is taking a last trade is safer. I'm not going to argue with that. But then what happened when, let's say, there is a spike in the market here, you're not going to see real money. You're going to see limited money in there, because when you are using a lot of filter, as an example, stand taking the trade from 15,342. If you are using a lot of filtered on the auto trade to keep it safe, probably after all the filter gives you the okay to go short, it will be 15,230. Here is the secret. The delay on the entry, because you are over filtered the auto trade, sometimes by the time your auto trade taking a short, the trend is finished. Please listen to me carefully. That's why there is no way in the name of God some kind of stupid ATM is gonna cost you $500 or $1,000, and it's gonna do the trick for you, and you're gonna live happily after. There is no way. So when you are filtered, the auto trade is gonna come, it's gonna have a delay entry, and by the time your entry get into the market, could be the trend is over, and then you will have a losing trade. So auto trading, it is like you are on a bicycle, has to have balance between filtering and not missing the spike for today. Because CL, ES, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, anything you want trading in the future market, the market normally spikes once a day. Only one time a day. The things is about some of the tricks you see that they're hiding their time frame when they are showing things. Why? Because then you find out he's using a daily chart or he's using 10 minutes chart. So let me just bear with me. Let me put 10 minutes chart in here. And this is on a sim, okay? It's not. So let's say you want to trade 10 minutes chart. What is your stop loss on a 10 minutes chart? How many ticks you want on the 10 minutes chart? Let's say you have 20 ticks. If we look at this on a 10 minutes chart, this is not enough. 20 ticks is not enough on 10 minutes a chart. Why? If we look at this bar itself, please bear with me a little bit. This bar is a 10 minutes, can sometimes go down and it goes up. You don't know where it's going to close. You have no idea where it's going to close. Either it's going to close down or it's going to close up. If you have a very tight stop loss in here, most of your trade will be out before even the bar close. So in order for us to trade the 10 minutes chart, you need to find a safety on the 10 minutes chart somewhere, and you have to give it at least 2 bars on any given chart. Or if you are trading Renko bar as an example, 6 Renko bar, 6, and there is 2 ticks between a Renko bar, that means you need to have 2 Renko bars plus 2 ticks because you need at least 2 bars. So for the chart here, the bar is from 44.6650 to the 44.53. So that means if you need to use a stop loss, you need at least 2 bars. Otherwise, you're going to be stopped out. So what is your stop loss? This is the problem is when you see those people using 10 minutes, 15 minutes daily chart and showing gold, then the question is, what is the stop loss on this ES they are using? What is the stop loss? If we take any auto trade from a junkyard, from a flea market, and you put it on a daily chart, it's gonna show you gold. It's gonna show you gold. Why? Because it's on a daily chart or 10 minutes chart with a couple hundred ticks of stop loss. I mean, you cannot go wrong with it. So yes, it's gonna show gold. So all this nonsense is confusion to the naive trader when he hear some kind of pop out and it's gonna bring him $1,000 a day. The question is, to be honest with you, if I ever come out with a system, I can be on a little island drinking pina colada and I don't have to look at the chart, and it just keep pumping out $1,000 a day without looking at this stupid blue chart, just go to sleep and make $1,000. I promise you I will not sell it to you for less than $1 million. And I will be sitting on a little island, and the only time I will sell it to you if you have $1 million in cash. And I will not give you free trial either, you know. So there is no such a thing called easy money, $1,000 a day while you are eating banana and sitting on a swimming pool. And you will find out soon or later, if you are new to the trading, that there is no such a thing called sitting licking an ice cream and earn money or going on a honeymoon when somebody put a couple indicators together and made a promise. Those promises, they cannot live up to it, because what they do, they give you a couple of CDs and then they say you have to follow the rules. Here's the trick: you have to follow the rules. Whose rules? My rules? Your rules? His rules? Really, does the market care about your rules, my rules, his rules? His own children don't listen to his rules, you know. So in the market, there is no such a thing called rules and be put on a CD or on a book. You cannot. You have to earn, like you are going to the army. You have to earn your hours, or you are a pilot. You have to earn your hours. You don't read a CD and you fly a 747 because you had a couple CDs. How the airplane? Would you fly an airplane if I give you a couple CDs on an airplane? Would you be flying your family in it because now you learn how to fly on a 747 on a couple CDs? Would you fly? So the market, you cannot achieve the market trading on a couple CDs. You cannot do that. And that guy has not evaded anything. It's the same indicators from the early 70s, 80s, and they've been retweaked and polished and put a flash on it. It's the same indicators. There is nothing has happened. So the only thing has happened for the last 15 years by accident. One of the hackers came out with a Renko bar, and everybody start trading Renko bar. Two things in this market happen for the last 15 years. Is the internet speed and the Renko bar for reversal, not to trade with the trend. Those are the two major things ever happened to the market. And the computers got smarter, where we can expand the algorithm beside this stupid ATR or moving averages. But there is nothing really happened in the market for the last 15, 20 years beside this, you know. The internet speed, the Renko bar to trade reversals, and the computers got bigger. So a NinjaTrader 8 now is not on 1 gigabyte RAM, so you can expand the algorithm a little bit more. But there is no algorithm is gonna make an elephant fly. You know, I promise you that much. So as we talking about the ES, hit the target 2 and it's not going to the target 3. It's gonna, as we said, it's gonna stay for the next 30 minutes between target 1, target 2, and the market here is finished because it entered the yellow line. It entered the yellow line here. If you see those two yellow lines, we've been covering those every single day on a YouTube. Once this market entered those two yellow lines, there is no more short trades. There is no more short trades. So if you have a trade on the Nasdaq, you need to close that trade on the Nasdaq, because there is nothing left on the Nasdaq. There is nothing left on the Nasdaq. It's finished. And it might gonna go a couple bars down, but this is it. But it is finished. So if you are auto trading and the market comes between those two yellow lines, you should be start considering close overwrite your auto trade, close your trade if you are swing trading, and get ready for a reversal. The Renko bar is the best ever, which we have covered. We have an auto trade for Renko bar. Trade reversal, that's a different story, a trade and reversal. So, but I will never allow, I have some traders, they are using Renko bar to trade with the trend, using our system, but I usually do not allow an auto trade to go long or short based on a Renko bar. I prefer to use the Renko bar on a reversal. It is much more efficient, and despite what everybody telling you, the money is in the reversal if you know how to reverse the market. If you don't know how to reverse the market, stay away from it, because it requires training on this, and we have showed last year many secrets about the reversal. So as we see here, this is the end of the line for this morning. We're not expecting anything anymore. The ES is going to the final touch to the target 3 is the last one for today, and usually those they hit around 11 o'clock, and now it's 10:42. He still have that ES. He still have 15 minutes to grab the last trade for today, and there is nothing left. So he already achieved the target 1 and target 2. Usually the target 1, target 2 is for the morning session. They hit around 11 o'clock. Sometimes if the market hammering down or up, sometimes we see the target 3 achieved in the morning, but usually target 3 is achieved in the afternoon, because this is an institutional number. You don't mess with it. Most of those guys don't know what is this all about, because they are newbies. And this is, target 3 is an institutional number, and it is 10:43. Once we hit the target 3, it is finished for today. And this is it. Here it is. And you will have a profit taken on target 3 at 44.2675. And then what it does is going to drive you crazy. It's going to stay between target 3, target 2, going back and forth till God knows when. So this is, we will monitor this and we'll show it to you. Officially, the market is finished to the downside. So please do not allow your auto trade to take further trade to the short side. You might gonna get 1 bar or 2 bar, little bit more, but this is it. The market has bottomed up, and there is nothing left to take a short side anymore. So be careful if you are using some kind of stupid auto trade like an ATR, MACDs, moving averages. If your auto trade, activate the trade, keep your hands on your mouth to close it immediately. Do not let it go to the red PNL, because once this market is about to recover, you cannot catch up with it. So if you have an auto trade, taking a short trade in here, try to override it immediately, try to secure it immediately, try to break even immediately, because there is not much left to the downside. Maybe you're gonna have 1 or 2 bars. This is it. You're not gonna gain anything out of those trades. You are on a very high risk area to take a short trade or a long trade. So we will We still have a few minutes. I will keep monitoring, and I will close the microphone at this moment. As we see the ES stop, look at this, gentlemen. The ES stop on target 3. Profit taking. There's nothing left. On the system here, what we have, when you are auto trading, the system start giving you the buy signal. Those are not repaying buy signal. How we can use those? Those is if you are on 2 or 3 or 4 contracts, when you see this buy signal, you start unloading your profit. If you notice, this is automatic, it's not repaint indicator like you see some other people do. The system, after we hit the target 3, we have talked about it before it happened. On the institutional, is going to climb to target 2. We said that it's going to be for half an hour. And then we have on the chart buy signal, and we have on the NASDAQ buy signal. What does that mean? You can close your profit, and you can take as an example one micro account on an ES and NASDAQ. Okay? And let it be, because in those area here indicating the market is finished to the downside from now all the way till 12 o'clock, and there is nothing going to happen in the afternoon further down anymore. The market has reached the bottom, is finished. And when we know the market has reached the bottom, this is where you take your maximum profit, and there is no algorithm, there is no system is going to indicate that for you or do it automated. The reason for, of course, we can program an Autotrade to do this, but it cannot be done right. Not because of lack of programming, because there is a certain technical stuff only can be done visually. If you put it on an Autotrade, you ruin it. You ruin it. As an example, we are doing some other tests on some other system we're always doing a new test on some other system. And sometimes some of those indicators, or sometimes the situation in the market, if you put them on an Autotrade, you ruin it, because if you optimize it, it goes off the balance, because the market is balanced. It's like what we said, is you are on a bicycle, and the market now, it is to the bottom, is finished. There is a lot of indication showing us there is no more further direction to the downside by looking at those two yellow lines. Another system is telling you your target is right there. Another system has 5 Autotrade, and the system is telling us, this is from the market analyzer, already hit the system and already took the trade based on 1 minute from the market analyzer, and he already took the short and hit the target and is out. And that trade, based on one contract, it was almost over 100 take on that one. So here is the indication. Let me explain to you why the market is already bottom up, and there is nothing is going to help you from now to 12 o'clock. First of all, there is one system is telling you is between the two yellow line. Another system estimated is 44.26 is your destination to the short side. Another system telling you to buy. Another system is telling you the target 3 institutional number is at that number. So there is not one system, plus there is another indication here. I don't want to go through detail. So there is many variety of system confirming this is the bottom up. And that it is, when you see the bottom up, you should not let your Autotrade take short. You should never let your Autotrade take short anymore. You should be maximizing your profit, override the Autotrade if you want to, and take your profit and get off the trading for the rest of the day. As we said, the market spike once a day, and once the spike is over, nobody knows when the market is going to spike. Could be at 9:25, 5 minutes before the market's open. Could be at 10 o'clock. Could be at 12 o'clock. Could be 1 hour before closing hour. Nobody knows when. And that's why I'm saying with the filters, with a lot of filter, yes, can get you out of a trouble, but also can make you miss a trade. You know, you cannot tight up too much, and you cannot make it loose too much, because also if you lose it too much, you're gonna get into sideways market, which is not good either. So there is balance with the auto trading, with a visual indication what's going on. A human brain in conjunction with the mechanical is silver bullet, but mechanical itself is not going to do the trick for you. Take an example, an airplane can fly by themselves and they can land by themselves. We don't need the pilots anymore. Would you put your family on an airplane just based on a remote control and an autopilot? I would not. I prefer to walk before I put my family in it. So mechanical is good. Have the auto trade take your emotions away, any type of an auto trade. But the visual, and stop this banana things when you hear people saying, you know, $500 and $1,000 a day, and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to look at the levels. You don't have to look at fibs. You don't have, because I saw one of them. You don't have to look at level. You don't have to look at fib. You don't have to do anything. Just turn it on, turn it off, and promising $1,000 a day if you want to, or if you want to, you can get 500. It's up to you. And the question is, that is $300,000 a year profit. If this is really true story, how come they're selling it for $500 or $1,000? If you want to buy a business and it earned $300,000 a year, it's worth millions. Because if you're selling it for $1 million, for 3 years you will get your money back. This is an average standard any business. If you are selling bananas for $300,000 a year, your business is worth $1 million. If you have a business is making $300,000 a year, you don't sell it for $500, would you? You know, it's common sense. So don't fall into those scams. Whatever technical chart you have, try to adapt to it, put it on 1 minute, learn what's going on in the market. This is your best deal. I'm not telling you to buy my system. I'm telling you whatever system you have, whatever magic system you have, get adapt to it and let the auto trade do their work. And you have to understand when the auto trade needs to be stopped and when the auto trades need to be unleashed. As an example, right now, I don't want any auto trade to make a new trade, neither long or short. Irrelevant what kind of system you have, I will not allow an auto trade to make any new trades in here. And look what happened on the ES. We predicted for you before it happened. We told you there is a profit taken, and here it is. It might go 1 bar, 2 bars farther down, and then they lower you to short trade, and then when you go to the short trade, then the market is gonna turn around. So that's why you don't get lowered to take a trade, and they're telling you, oh, look, the market is going down, you know, jump on the wagon and take a short trade. I would not take a short trade anymore in here. It is a high risk trade, and eventually the market is going to turn around in those area here. So I would not make a bet on those area anymore. Folks, that's all what we have. Is 11 o'clock. We wish you the best. Be safe. If I was you, I will go for lunch. I will come back after 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and see if there's anything to chew on the market. But in my experience, this market is finished for today. Thank you very much, and God bless everyone. Bye for now.